welcome to the Light Gate. We're coming to you live from the beautiful city of New Orleans in Louisiana at the United Public Radio Network at 107.7 FM and the UFO Paranormal Radio Network at 105.3 FM. We are on Facebook, we are on Roku, we are on Rumble, and we are on YouTube. This is going to be fun tonight. I want to express our thanks to our beautiful sponsor, Carnation. We love you. Our network loves you a lot, let me tell you. And I love you a lot. Talk to you later about that. Anyway, so Preston, I don't have to announce anybody or anything. You just get to go.
All right. Well,
Okay.
Thank you, Dolly. Thank
You're
you,
welcome.
everyone, for joining us on Lightgate Monday, episode 117. And yeah, we do have the best guest tonight ever. I absolutely love our guest. Actually, I have a bunch of guests because it's you guys.
That's right.
It's you, the audience. We're doing a Q&A. I love Q&As. They're so much fun.
Yep.
It's much more like a party than an actual, it's just a little different. But yeah, we're going to have fun tonight. So thank you so much for joining us. Let's see. Let me just say hello to all you folks in chat real quick, because actually I think that's pretty much what we're going to be doing.
Yeah. What episode are we on?
117.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Okay.
pretty sure. Okay, let me just say a quick hi to you guys. I see quite a crowd in there. Yeah, since this is a Q&A episode, do get your questions in early. If possible, put them in caps. It's not super necessary, but it does help me. Also, very excited to announce that we will be doing a book giveaway of this book, Wondrous. Now, if you've already read this book, you can certainly replace it with one of my other books. Just go to my website, find one that really, speaks to you. And I'm certainly happy to provide one of those instead. We're going to start the giveaway at the top of the hour. We're going to do it like we always do. We've picked a number between 1 and 1,000. I know that's a lot of numbers, but whoever gets closest will get a book. In fact, the top 3 closest numbers will each get a signed copy of my book. So that's kind of fun. I love doing that. And again, we will start that at the top of the second hour. So let's see who we have in here today. Peak says that she can't make the live, sadly, but did submit some questions beforehand.
Yeah.
So she got first in line anyway. Hi, Peak. See you on the rewatch,
Right.
the rerun. But thanks for the questions. Okay, I see Scarlett already has some questions. Hi, Scarlet Fire.
Hello.
Michael Kennedy is here. We have, and Joanne. We have
Oh, nice.
Reese Bazilla.
Charisse Basil.
Abis.
Basil.
Jay Kirshenman.
Cool.
Thank you
Hello.
for joining us.
Joy, not Jay.
Michael Kennedy. Oh, no, it's Jay.
Go back.
It says Jay, Dolly.
Oh. I don't know my eyesight. What the heck? Okay. Y'all, I'm very, very farsighted, okay? And I can't see from my hand to my face. That's why I have the glasses on, so I should be able to read the screen. It doesn't always work because I am if you shine light in my eyes, my laser focus for length goes better than short, and I'm just messed up.
Yeah. Well,
sorry.
That's a good question if people want to know why. I can talk about light sensitivity.
Yes.
Michael Kennedy says, excellent episode. Love the whole ET and bike scene. That was my recent YouTube episode. So thank you, Michael. Owlman says, happy Lightgate Monday.
Yay.
And who else do we have here? We have Teresa Levine, and we have
Teresa.
Robin.
Hey, Robin.
We have Patsy Foister, who actually is first in line with a question because she sent it to me yesterday.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I'll answer that one first, or pop that one up. It was on Facebook. So thank you, Patsy, for joining us. Very, very awesome. Okay, we have Catmaster Trash. Oh my gosh, I'm early for once.
Nice.
Yay.
Oh.
Very, very cool. Okay. Louise, the amazing Louise. Thank you for joining us. We got Arvo.
Hey, Arvo.
We have someone, Bernard O'Reilly, all the
Hi,
way
Bernard.
from Australia.
Yep, I actually talked to Bernard on the phone last night. How about that? So welcome to the group. Hope you
Yes,
hanging out with
thanks
us.
for joining us.
Yeah.
Namaste. You are amazing. We love you so much. You're our biggest supporter. So truly, truly, we are unbelievably thankful. We
love
couldn't
you.
do it without you. We really couldn't.
And
You just absolutely bring me joy each week. So thank you. We have, did I already say Robin? Well, I'm saying
yes.
Robin again.
Hi, Robin. Hello. Hey, dude. Hi.
Hello, Rocco. I've got your question ready. And Bernard says hi, Dolly. Oh, and we have the sweet and generous and lovely and amazing Heidi Hansen. Hi, Heidi. Thanks for staying up late. So
That's
much
the thing.
fun. If you guys haven't checked out the 2 episodes we did with Heidi, you absolutely should. What a wonderful light in the world you are, Heidi. So thank you so much for shining your light on us for a little while. All right, we have Janie Mashburn.
Hey, Janie. Hello.
Let's
Hello.
see, who else do we have? Kaleidoscope Eyes, all the way from Knoxville, Tennessee.
Very cool. Hello, neighbor.
We have Bob Thorson with another wonderfully
Thank you, Bob.
generous donation. Truly appreciated.
Yep.
Maybe you could win a book again. You won one once.
You never know.
Again,
Okay.
you guys, for anyone who's just popped in, we will be doing a book giveaway at the top of the hour. Guess a number between 1 and 1,000. And I'm looking at it right now. So if you want to read me my mind, I know a couple of you did that before. It freaked me out. So, am I dragging anchor? I think I am. Is that what?
Yes, you are dragging anchor. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, go ahead.
That's a good question. Yes. We've got Jim. We have Catherine Jones. We have Flea Market Gold. We have Energy Shifter, Shifting
Wow.
Energy. Hello, all you happy people.
Hello. Yep.
Snort.
I'm sorry. So if you ever know that I'm really laughing really hard, you'll hear a really high-pitched sound. There's no telling what the heck that is, but it just comes out of my throat. I don't know why. It does. Okay.
Okay, we have Linda Catlett. I see Becky
Hello.
Sloan. I've got your question starred. Anders Lund Olsen from Denmark. Very
Ah,
cool.
hey, dude.
We have Wayne Mansfield and Fun Talks TV. Thank
Yeah,
you
Fun
very
Talks.
much. You guys are just the most wonderful people
Yep.
on this planet and probably off of it. So thank you very much, Fun Talks. Okay. I love that question, Energy Shifter. Thank you. Okay. J.R. Amadeus Schiffer, what's up? We're having fun. We have Bears Carbone. Oh, I left a super chat last week, but the show ended, so I'm leaving a note here too. Oh,
Cool.
thank you,
you.
Fun Fox. Okay, Dolly, you're going to have to pronounce this name. Auktop Zupo Kulamundo. Thank you, Auktop Dr. Huru.
Are you you're either Finnish or that's interesting. I want to know what language you speak. Then I'll be able to get close to how to pronounce it. That's amazing. Because whoa, let me look.
Oh, you guys, don't submit your number yet. You're freaking me out.
What up? What up? I think that's how you say, right? What up? Am I close? What up? Doctor. What up? Huru. Yep.
You guys are already submitting your numbers.
Okay.
Okay. Let's see. We got Mark Eddy. We have SV Harkin catching us live for the first time.
Oh, nice.
Ooh, Christine Perez. That's a controversial question. Oh, I'll definitely put that one up. I love it. Oh, we have another New Jersey person. Hello, Candy the Brave. Okay. Oh, Kalar Brady. Loved your interview with Jimmy Church. Thanks. I thought that did
Yeah.
go pretty well. He's always fun. He does a good job. He's a nice guy.
Yep.
And I am sure he's a contactee, though he doesn't like to say it when I say that. I think he has a little fear, which is fine, but he's still there. He's talking, so I guess he's okay. Janie Mashburn, amazing. Thank you. That's very lovely, very kind of you. Absolutely. Okay, I better get going here. Let me just flash through these last ones real quick, Dolly. Benno from Oz, my bud.
Hi.
Thank you for joining us. Clifford Olinger. And who else do we have here? Oh, you guys.
Let's go.
They're submitting numbers far too early.
Yeah.
Stop submitting your numbers.
Not until 9 o'clock. Yeah.
I'm writing them down anyway. Because it's all right. It's fine. Oh, and just in case I haven't mentioned it, you only get one guess. Just one guess.
Right.
We had a problem with that. Okay. I see that. We have Chris. We have Catherine Jones. Oh my gosh.
Thank you, Catherine.
So amazing. Thank you, Catherine.
Very nice. Thank you.
Oh my God. People are
it's
definitely.
It's going to go on forever. We can say hi as we go along. Go, go, go.
I know, but I have to write these numbers down.
Oh.
And Christine Perez, we will definitely pop that question up.
Okay.
So thank you for that.
Okay. Who had the first question that they sent in yesterday?
Hold on a second.
Thank you, Christine.
Okay, we have Leah. We have a bunch of people here. And I don't think I can keep up. Truth Wave, we have Yahara, we have Robert Anthony, we have
You realize that we have hundreds of people chime in after we start, so you're not going to be able to stop. They're starting.
Right, okay, I'm caught up. We're good.
All right.
Christine Perez. Okay, I am going to start with just a quick bio for us in case you guys are joining us for the first time. I'm your host, Preston Dennett, author of 32 books, been in this field since 1986 when I found out my brother had seen a UFO. Turns out I've been having experiences my whole life, didn't really wake up to it until I had a really close-up sighting and missing time. Did research for 10 years, joined MUFON, became a field investigator, wrote 100 articles, and first book came out in 1996, UFO Healings. Latest book is Not From Here, Volume 6, Humanoids and High Strangeness, and Symmetry. All right, Dolly, you.
I'm a lifetime contactee. I'm wide open psychic. It is generational for me and my family. I grew up and I lived on a farm first, and then in Wisconsin, and then we moved to Florida. Well, first we moved around a lot, military, okay? And I started in Georgia, went to Florida, went to Wisconsin, came back to Florida, Georgia. Oh man, I've just been everywhere. So the list is long and busy. I have lots of experience doing all kinds of things. And I'm just a simple person who's had all of this happen to me. So yay. And that's
all
who
right.
I am. Hello. Okay.
We'll get started because gosh darn it, I have wasted at least 13 minutes. So I'm so sorry. But let's get started with Patsy Foister, who asked her question on my Facebook page. And this is for you, Dolly. And the question is this. If we ask them, meaning the ETs, if we ask them to take us when they come back, will they or do they choose? Thanks.
It's up to you. It's up to you, literally up to you. They don't choose. If you're ready, you're ready. And to be ready means to wake up, to heal yourself of all the stupid stuff that's happening to you here. In other words, you have to get conscious, learn to use your abilities. You have to unload yourself of toxic thinking and physical toxicity. And you have to be willing to be helpful to everything and everyone as it comes at you. In other words, you need to change your life right now. Don't accept the fact that the world is falling apart around you. You can still do you, and live in joy. If you're living in joy and you're trying to do all that stuff, you're a candidate. So help yourself out.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. Not that I have firsthand information on that, but having talked to a lot of contactees, it's clear that that is going to happen. They will be coming back and scooping people up. So I think ultimately it comes down to, yeah, just living your life as a good person. And if you're even thinking about this,
Right. Right.
you have a really good chance.
Know all that is knowable. We have a lot to go through before that happens, and you have to be ready to meet all of it. So I'm giving you an opportunity to think about that for yourself and decide. There you go.
Ooh, flea market gold. That is a good question.
Okay.
We have some great questions. Okay, I'm going to just start at the top and Peak, who isn't here but always gets first in line because she's quick on the draw, has a good question. And this is interesting. What sorts of novel experiments would you be excited about seeing scientists do? In what areas do we have blind spots that could be ameliorated via low-hanging experiments, which I guess means easy experiment? I would love to see more research into anti-gravity. Basically, I'd like more truth and transparency with what we're already experimenting on. But to me, that is one of the frontiers. The human body is a frontier of science that still, I think, has a lot of questions. Personally, I'd really love to see research into life after death and psychic abilities. I think lots of really good science could be put towards that. What do you say, Dolly?
They're already experimented with so many things that you're totally unaware of. I would like to see them do some experiments in figuring out how to abolish all hate on this planet and all dangerous weapons on this planet. And that means I'm talking from the top down, nukes, number one. Okay. I want to see them experiment in not weaponizing every single new piece of scientific technology that they wake up with, because all you see are the weaponization texts out there that we all know well, and that which you don't know. Robots aren't just robots to help you. They have made them to kill us and to kill each other. Like I said, everything's weaponized. Let's experiment with peace. Let's experiment with putting down things or regulating them so that they don't hurt us. That's what I want to see experiments in. Morality campaigning. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, we should really definitely devote more time to all kinds of experiments.
Yeah, and I want them experimenting with the truth. Okay, let's see
not
that.
AI. Let's not do AI. I'm hearing just horrible things about AI these days. Okay, Peak has another question. This is a good one. I don't think I can answer this one. Maybe you can, Dolly. But the question from Pika is, can you please explain how souls develop from a sea of undifferentiated consciousness into more unique, separated, autonomous souls?
Well, I want you to grasp the fact that there is eternity. There was no Big Bang. We all existed at the same time. We're as old as everybody and everything else. The only reason you don't know that right now is you're cut off here and you're not paying attention. I want you to think about this, critically think about this. You have lived a long time. Your consciousness is as an individual now as it was at the beginning of existence, or what that approximates. There really was no beginning. We're all part of an all mind. We exist within that mind. We are differentiated intelligences within that. We have autonomy within that construct. Okay. One weird way to explain this, and we've seen examples of it, is when people are emotionally fractured, they can develop different personalities. They're as individual and distinct as the other one. It's because the brain cuts off information nodes from you, and they develop real personalities. Well, think of the all mind with tons and tons and tons of personalities in it, all connected, all thinking with it at the same time. And we play a major role in its existence and ours. Think about that for a while. Chew that one up and see what you come up with. Okay.
Yeah, I honestly think while all entities are eternal and autonomous, they are never separated.
Nope.
So it's kind of a separation, and individuality is to a certain extent an illusion. This is just what I've been able to learn through astral projection. But at the same time, I do feel like myself. You know what I mean?
You're an autonomous intelligence that has its own identity. ET uses
It's a
this
good
all the
question.
time. Think about this. You're me, I am you, and we are all one. Okay?
It's true.
Okay.
Yeah, I have heard that a lot. All right, that's a good question. I think that's one of the deep ones that will be a philosophical conundrum
It's
for a long
not philosophical, though. That's where I draw umbrage to this. Okay.
time. Okay.
No, it's not
It's
philosophical at all. It is reality. And it's most important to understand. That is a reality question, period. The end. Go ahead.
all right. Okay, we're moving to Scarlet Fire. Question. I read many years ago that each individual human soul, oh, this is very much what we were just talking about, was birthed and tied to a unique star being, formed and igniting. Sounds great, but any idea if that could be true? Shine on.
100% no. Misinformation, disinformation. That is not true. We're all one. You're not assigned to anybody. You have
Well, what about twin souls and twin flames and that kind
twin
of thing?
flames is an unusual situation. You know, everything has polarity, okay? And all souls have their own polarity. And those of us that were closest together or part of one another at formation or whatever you want to call it, we were all at the beginning in the mind. We stay that way. That's what it means to be a twin flame, okay? Or a twin soul. And you have the same almost identical, like almost right on the note of it, frequency. And you've known each other from the beginning. You're right there together, and you'll go through eternity together.
Okay, let me go to the next question. Thank you, Scarlet Fire. This is from Michael Kennedy.
Okay.
Preston, can you share the most compelling evidence you've uncovered from your investigations that convinced you of extraterrestrial contact? Yeah, I put them in all 32 books. And I'm only being slightly facetious because to me, it's the totality of accounts that are out there that really represents the best evidence. It's not the one case or the 10 or the 20. It's all of them. For me personally, it was seeing it myself, because then I moved beyond belief to experiential knowledge. And that's proof for me. But if I had to pick individual cases, I do have a few that absolutely stand out. There was a lady in Indiana who took her son to the dentist and they found an implant. She sent me the x-rays. I was already convinced at that point, but that was really good evidence. There was another case at Coronado Island. I wrote a book about that with Mike Evans. 6 people all having an experience on the same night. One had evidence of an implant. It was removed by Dr. Roger Lear. That was an amazing case. The whole Topanga Canyon UFO wave, one of my first early cases. I found 30 plus witnesses who saw UFOs on one night, and they were very close together, but in separate locations, did not know about each other. That's undeniable to me. But ultimately, I think the ultimate case that absolutely answered so many questions, sitting right next to me, my dear sweet friend Dolly, when she popped up in my email, I had no idea what she was going to send my way. Because, yeah, I've looked over her medical records. Amazing stuff. She's got photographic evidence. I ended up on a craft, for Pete's sake. You cannot beat that. So that would be my answer, Michael. But ultimately, when people have asked me this, I can go down the list of radar evidence and photographs and landing traces and implant removals and all of this, but it's the totality of it that is absolutely undeniable. Still, I can't wait till we see that Roswell craft in a museum. Then all bets are off. Don't think it'll happen, but okay. Thanks, Michael. It was a good question. Move on to the next one. It's another Michael question. It's the season, so Preston, Dolly, any comments on a beautiful display of prop circles you saw this year, or in general? Obviously, we know my thoughts on the subject. I saw that recent crop circle. I cannot confirm or deny it. I'm not there. I do think crop circles are absolutely real. This has been proven by Dr. Levengood and other scientists. They're also not too hard to fake to the untrained eye. So unless you have a scientist there who can pull these nodes up and look at them under a microscope or electron microscope and see the actual cells and the cell change there, it's very hard to determine the veracity of them, because some people have fooled others. But I think they're beautiful. I think they're clearly meaningful. I think they're real, but also a good number of them have been faked.
Not
Dolly?
real. Not real.
That recent one, you mean?
Well, there was one they found in Saskatchewan, but it's an older one that they just realized, or they're just now talking about openly. And then what is the other one in Wiltshire? I'm not sure.
But in general, they're real, right? I mean,
the ones before 2020. Let's see, they stopped in 2021. So everything before 2021, yes, a lot of them, the majority of them are. Every crop circle, and this is how you verify that they're real or not, they have a mathematical equation attached to them, undeniably mathematical. It takes a while to work that out for scientists. They haven't had enough time to work that out about these to debunk them yet. Then there's the fact that they do carry tag evidence of certain types of radiation. Not all radiation comes from ET has a specific signature type of radiation, and those are verifiable with crop circles. There's a whole bunch of things that they know verify the validity of it. They've asked questions of ET. They've sent crop circles with absolute answers, mathematical to that as well. So the jury is out, but I can tell you point blank that if it's before 2021, they got a chance of being real, and if it's after, no, they are not. So go ahead.
All right. Boom, 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 boom.
Just so you know, ET has to be physically present to produce a crop circle. Okay. And since they're not here to make them. Okay.
Rocco is asking, what is new with Mua?
A Mua is a space rock. The other one that they just found that they're naming, or they've named, is a space rock. It is not Avilobe. Shame on you. Okay. A couple other ones out there. Shame on you. They are rocks. They are not cleverly disguised craft or anything like that at all whatsoever. No. Mm-mm.
Okay. Hold, please. Okay, here is from Becky Sloan. I've been watching Ben Davidson from Observer Ranch, who keeps both eyes on the magnetic field of the planet. What is your opinion of him? He is, as he says himself, salty. He's obviously a very intelligent guy. It's interesting because he does get pushback from some scientists, but he very quickly points out the errors in their thinking. I think he's someone to watch for sure.
Yeah, Ben has been around for a while, just so you know. And he also has what they call a personal eidetic memory. Okay. He remembers everything that he's ever seen, heard, felt, tasted, whatever, on a daily basis. It's a thing. I have that type of memory. He's a little bit more embedded in it than I am. At some point in my life, I decided not to go crazy with it and, stop myself from everything that I'm capable of doing because it would drive me mad. Ben is very passionate. He probably has a 200 better or IQ, just saying, probably higher than that. He is totally self-taught, which geniuses can do and have. He is authentically correct in his assumptions, in his delivery, and not theories, not hypotheses, facts. He knows what he's talking about. If you want to know what's going on in the universe, and it has way more to do with than just that, please go to his channel, Space Observers, and check him out. It used to be Suspicious Observers, but now it's Space Observers. He parts with me on two different fronts, and I'm going to be real honest about it. He's not a real big fan of ET, okay? And he stays away from that. Don't blame him. He's got bigger fish to fry. This is his path. This is where he's going with this. He is also Christian. He believes Jesus is personal savior. I do believe. Nothing wrong with that. That's his. We all have a right to be who we're going to be. I applaud him. I implore you to check him out. I have always said, go check out his playlist because it totally explains what we've got facing us. And you can't not know this stuff. You have to learn it from him. He's taken years, I mean years, maybe like 11, 12, 13 years already to plot this out and make all the videos and teach it. So go learn from him. I can't teach you what he can. He has worked on it that long. I have my path when I'm teaching you, and he has his. But please do believe this guy's the real deal. Go check him out.
Yeah, it's also very interesting. Space Weather News. Now, that's the name of it. You can look it up that way. Okay. Now, Michael put in 5 questions at once. So I'm just going to pick one, and then we'll go back to this one, Michael. Because we already answered Preston, best UFO evidence. Dolly, you had UFOs at age 1?
I had them at 10 months, probably before that. Yeah.
Yeah, which is not unusual.
My entire life. They were with me before I was even born. They were with my mother and my father. So
it's funny because people will say, oh, you're quoting this person and they were only 3 years old or 2 years old or 1. You can't remember that far back.
Yes, I can.
Yes,
I have a personal eidetic memory. I have a personal, if you really want to know the truth, my first conscious memory that I can grab out, I was, I guess, 4.5 weeks old, maybe 5. And we were going from Georgia to Florida. And I was in the back seat because we were traveling, and they had me in my pram. You know, the pram comes off the wheels, it's a buggy, and they put it in the back seat. And I was laying there, and the car was moving, and I don't know if my mother knew I was awake, but I was looking at my foot, and I was holding it up, you know, where I could see it up against the window, and I was counting my toes, you know, and I remember actually thinking, look at that, that's mine.
Yeah,
and
I'm telling you, people not only can remember all the way down, and they've done experiments with this with hypnosis, but you can remember past lives. So come on, yes. Memory is not what a lot of people think it is, certainly in the mainstream.
I'm wide open conscious. My consciousness is talking to me all the time, and I hear it, and I experience life through that lens. So,
and we all can. All right. I love this question, Energy Shifter. I watched Mateo's episode. This is one of my YouTube episodes called Interfacing with the Greys, about a European gentleman who has had lifelong contact and really woke up to it, very much like Dolly and a handful of other people I've interviewed. Fully conscious contact. He gets major downloads, he calls them, from the ETs, especially more recently. And CE5s became, of course, very popular over the last 20 years or so or more. And he was told specifically by the Greys to be careful of that, because our governments are using technology that can fool you into thinking it's a genuine craft.
Mm-hmm.
Can actually do telepathy too. So now you have double things. Because that was one good way I always thought, well, you can tell it's a real UFO if it's speaking to you telepathically. Got to be very careful with this, because you can go out there in a CE5 group and send out your lights and your flashlights and your conscious thought. Our government watches this subject very closely. They're spending an enormous amount of time, money, and energy and effort watching contactees, UFO researchers, and every development in this field.
Right.
So, yes, that's why, because it could lead to an unhappy situation where you're not being contacted by ETs, but by something that might not have your best interests in mind.
Part of a false flag they're flying now. Be very, very careful.
Yeah, how unfortunate is that too? Okay, this is an interesting question from Anders Lund Olsen. Question, Aldebaran aliens, any stories? I don't have any in particular. Often ETs don't quickly offer their exact location. We do know some. Orion has certainly been mentioned over and over again, and I was delighted to hear Dolly mention that. Can't say I've ever heard.
I know where they are. Yeah, they're not going to tell just anybody. The only reason I know is I know. I learned it.
I haven't heard Aldebaran come up.
Isn't that from Star Wars? I'm just going to say Aldebaran. You know, Aldebaran.
It's a star, is it? I think it's a star.
Yes, but it is not an ET place. No.
All right. Okay.
I tell you what. You know what? Go look up in astronomy. Call an astronomer and say, "Hey, tell me all about that," or Google it. Google will show you, all the information. It's mapping in the universe, what it's composed of, how hot it is, what's around it. I mean, go learn the astronomy of it. You can do that.
Okay, I'm going to pop this question up because it is related. She just asked this, Christine. If CE5 is not advised, then how are we supposed to safely contact ETs? Telepathically, through meditation, I think would be the ideal way.
Yep.
There's one of the guys in chat. He talked about doing a CE5, and he definitely had telepathic contact.
Yeah.
So you can do this.
But you don't need to be out in a big circle and chanting and all that stuff. Just do it from home. Yeah.
Okay. Aldebaran is in Taurus. Huh,
Right.
okay.
It's not one of the stars that they live around. Nope.
Oh, you froze there for a second. All right. Freaked me out.
I did?
Okay. Yeah, I didn't hear your answer. It's not, and then you froze. Okay, let's see here. Where are we at? Okay. Going to comments. Sorry, guys. Kaleidoscope Eyes. What is a good email address to explain something that happened to me 2 times? It's right there below on the banner. PrestonUFO@gmail.com. So you can definitely reach me there. All right, Christine Perez. She's bringing the controversial question. Why not? Okay, Christine says, hi, has Dr. Greer been compromised, and by whom? Based on what he publicly shares, what do you think is true versus false? I'm trying to gauge how much of what he shares can be believed. Want me to go first, or do you want to?
Maybe you should. Okay, go ahead.
I don't really want to comment too much on him because I do think he's done some good research. I do think he's a contactee. I was in his presence when UFOs showed up. I'm really grateful that he popularized the whole CE5 movement, and even more grateful that he spearheaded, really, along with Stephen Bassett, getting whistleblowers out into the public eye. I am concerned that some people do have his ear who might not be who they say they are. And some of the things he said, I can tell you wholeheartedly I don't agree with. We had a big discussion about how common UFO contact is. He insisted it was very rare. And I'm like, no, I think it's a bit more common than you think. He has had contact. He's certainly not the only one. So yeah, I think there are some things he recently said that kind of raised my eyebrows when he said that ET will not take it much more, will get angry and retaliate. That's not their style. I don't think that is a valid concern. Certainly, we're all entitled to our own opinion, but I think it's very important when people state things that they can back it up. He said something about the Betty and Barney Hill case that I did not find credible as well. And having talked to Kathleen Martin, she did not agree either. I think that's as far as I'm really willing to go. I wish him all the best. Anyone who joins this field and tries to get the word out, I have respect for. But yeah, he's a polarizing figure, and I think there's a reason for it. Dolly?
Mr. Dr. Greer, who I respect as a physician, okay, I'm a registered nurse. What he learned there is impeccably important to humanity, okay? He's a very intelligent human being. I have had occasion, I lived near him, extremely near him for a while, and I had witnessed him a couple of times in different places where I was living. I was told to stay away from him by ET, period. They did not want me
that says
having any conversations with him. So I've lived up to that. It's not an edict. It's a choice on my part to listen to what they say. I am concerned about something that he did say recently, and I will preface it with this. He knows who I am, I'm pretty sure. If he doesn't, then shame on him. Because if he's going to work in this field, he's going to know what's going on around him. All people who are scientific should have a working knowledge of what's going on around them. That being said, he has never contacted me. He has never asked me to be a witness in his campaigns with the government to get disclosure. I find that very interesting. He's never even asked to interview me, not one time. I left it out there that I am available, but it's never happened. Since that has occurred or not occurred, I've decided to keep staying away from him. I will tell you the one last thing that he said that disturbed me greatly, because I'm now questioning him if he's part of the false flag narrative, that he has been dragging people around through something for a while, and now he's pushing toward that ET could come back and annihilate people or get mad and fight back us.
Yeah.
No, no, and no. Mm-mm. You cannot cajole ET down with any sort of transmission or anything. You cannot fool them into coming down, and you cannot blast them out of the sky. ET is so psychic, so wide open knowledgeable, billions of years in advance of us, that if you're going to think it, they already know. You can't play with this. They are that superior to us, that evolved. Okay. Blowing them up would mean that you could hold them in place long enough to do that, and you can't. It's impossible, and you can't do it now because they are not here. So it all falls on him to clarify what he means by all of a sudden changing his tune, which I've been watching for a while. I know what's going on around me.
Yeah, Dolly actually warned me about that. She's
I
like,
know what he
keep
says.
trying him.
You know, when you're intelligent, you're capable of, you know, watching information.
And then when it happened, I'm like,
and everything.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's just see how it goes. Let him clarify himself. Let him speak the truth to everybody and tell you what it is that his narrative is going into. Because right now I am convinced it's toward a false flag. All right, enough said about that.
All right, Catherine Jones, how long does it take you to write and publish your books? I studied for 10 years before I put out my first book. It's the research that takes me a year or two for each book, depending. I've gotten a lot better at it. Once I have all my stuff together, I can pump it out in about, well, 3 months maybe. Because mind you, I can type really fast. Like almost, well, not quite 100 words per minute, but I was timed at that. So yeah, it's the research that takes a minimum of a year. I see people sometimes pump out a book in a couple of months. I'm like, I'm not, you know, it takes time to do the research. For example, Symmetry, I interviewed Dolly for 6 years. And that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, well, I kept pumping unbelievable stuff at him, and he was like, "Oh my God, now I got to look this up." Yeah, so yeah, I gave him access to all my medical records. I gave him access to all my friends and family. I gave him access to video and photos. I gave him access. The video taking that I did was years in the making. I showed him everything that went on around me at all times. I spoke to him constantly. We did hundreds of hours of interviews easily. And he even put me in a book before this when he put a little, you know, 1-page statement about me in, what was it, Onboard Encounters? And
that's right.
Yeah. And I think he was testing me out to see if I'd come out fully, and I let him use my real name. I said, no problem. It took him a long time. Other things he can research that are not as involved as my case. My case is really, I had a lot to prove. I had a lot to give, you know, tell. Other cases aren't that extensive, so he does them in pretty good time. I've watched him work, you know. And by the way, he has a degree in writing, you know. So it started when from youth. I mean, he's been obsessed with it since he was a small child. So yeah,
that was my mission, I think, from the ETs.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, Ben, everything. This is an interesting one. Have any of you ever seen a glowing red head floating around in your home after UFO encounters? Multiple people saw it. Any history of this? Can't say I've seen that, but I can say that following a UFO encounter, people start to experience mediumship. They start to have clairvoyance. They might start experiencing astral projection. It opens you up. Your psychic centers have been activated. It's you who is increased your awareness.
Right.
So I think probably it was already there, but if multiple people are seeing it, I don't know. No, I haven't heard that. I don't know. You ever heard of that, Dolly?
All I can do is talk to my own personal experience. I have multiple levels of awareness, and I can see interdimensionally as well. And so it wouldn't surprise me if you saw glowing red.
Okay. Okay. This one is from Fun Talks TV. I have two big questions that are plundering my mind. Number one, do you and Preston know who Sue Walker is? I don't.
I do. I absolutely know who she is.
Do you follow her and know about the Penty? Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I do
in
know
the
about
Sandia
the
Mountains. Okay,
Penty.
full stop. I'm taking it.
Okay, Dolly.
Okay.
Everyone put on your seatbelts, just warning you.
The Sandia Mountains are occupied by the U.S. federal and the military-industrial complex. They have huge laboratories there, underground and above ground, in the Sandia Mountains. They own the whole of it underground. Sue Walker is a antidote note in that she is cover for the fact that they're sitting there and they have all this stuff going on around them, including back engineered stuff. And so they came up with the Ponte. Okay, they do not exist. She is an artist. She's been around a long time doing this. It is, I'm not going to say that word. I'm going to say misinformation, disinformation on a scale that exceeds 1,000%. She is not okay. She is in league with that, or she's now become so delusional in her thinking, and they're not real. Do I make myself clear? They're not real. I know they're not real to the degree that I can tell you absolutely a personal experience with this. The Sandia Mountains are owned by the governments, and they are experimenting down there and doing things you don't know about. Period. Look it up. Look up the Sandia Mountain National Laboratories. Hit the I want to work for you button and see what you get. Okay?
All right. I think that lays it down.
Mic drop. Okay. They don't exist. They're not real.
Catherine Jones, can you share your latest experience with the phenomena? Well, that's an open-ended question. When it comes to ET, I would say the last one for me that was of any import was being taken on board. But if it comes to the paranormal, it would probably be recent OBE experience. My gosh, I have so many. What was the most recent?
I hate that word, by the way.
The phenomena?
Phenomena, period, because you don't know what you're saying when you say it.
Yeah, I don't know. Dolly speaks today to Talata, was telling her about, what was it you want to say?
Oh, we'll wait and see if somebody asks the question.
Okay. So yeah,
Okay.
Dolly has constant telepathic communication.
All right.
Mine would probably be an OBE. I'd have to think about that though.
Okay, phenomena is a multiple answer thing. It does not describe one thing. And using it in that context is no, don't do it. It makes you look stupid. Don't say that word in that situation. Okay, I'm going to read you what it means. All right, just so you know. It can mean one of two things. It is a fact or a situation that is observed to exist or happen, especially one whose cause or explanation is in question. The second thing it is that it is a remarkable person, thing, or event. It is a phenomena that is not understandable. The ET phenomena, you must use the words to clarify what phenomena you're talking about. So if you just say the phenomena, nobody in their right mind who's scientific knows what you're talking about. You have to clarify what you say. All right. So if you mean the ET phenomena, say that. If you mean the psychic use phenomena, say that. If you want to know the phenomena of war, say that. Phenomena is like an adjective that puts emphasis on the fact that most people don't know what the heck it is. Okay. Help me out here. Don't just say with the phenomena. What phenomena are you talking about?
Yeah, I mean, that's fair enough.
Okay. I'm not being mean or anything. I just, if you're going to use the language, please don't repeat what other people say without knowledge. That's what
Well,
I'm saying.
I think my problem with that is it lumps everything together, and I know that there are
That's what
some
I'm saying.
researchers who do that.
Yeah.
And
And
I
it's
don't,
wrong. You shouldn't do it.
I don't
They want to
agree that
sound fancy and they're talking stupid. Okay, go ahead.
Jacques Vallée is a big believer that it's all one thing, and I'm just not.
If you abuse the language, people aren't going to know the truth. That's the problem.
So
Okay.
my the next question, and then we're gonna start the contest, is from Sly Martins, and his question is: Hi guys, what do you make of all the mediums and channelers? For example, Bashar speaking about Dolly, brace yourself. Frequencies. Are they all misguided? Thanks.
Yes. Period. Please understand me when I tell you this.
This is another term that, yeah, Dolly, it's nails on a chalkboard because people misuse that term: frequency, resonance, and vibration.
Right.
So
I want to tell you something. Preston's known me a long time. All right. He's around me constantly. And he has never seen me go and come up with something that Talata said. If Talata's talking to me, it's as natural as breathing to me. I just hear him in my head. And I'm experienced enough, have the ability now enough to clearly hear what he's saying. I don't have to pretend to be, allow him in my body or channel him. Channeling is the biggest load of BS I've ever heard in my life. It is a show. It's a put on. And these people are conning you. Period. And Bashar is one of the biggest ones out there. He doesn't know what he's talking about. He spouts things that are scientifically untrue. He's nonsensical, and I wouldn't listen to him for 2 cents. Okay. And I have, unfortunately. And every time I do, I slam the phone down on the ground and go, no, it's not happening. He is not real. Most of them are not real. If you want to talk about a real medium, most real mediums do not want public attention. They will do what they do because they're helping something or someone. Okay, you have to understand the intent of who's talking to you, and if they're trying to wildly give you ideas about things with no proof, number one, stop. Take that into account first. Drop a pound of salt on it and go, well, explain to me why you say what you say. Try that. Nobody's outright challenged him to prove what he's saying. He cannot. Most of them cannot, and if they cannot, give it up.
Well,
Okay.
I'd like to address this question. In regards to frequencies, yeah, I think that is misguided. Do I think there are people who are genuine mediums out there? Absolutely, 100%. And I will say I did speak to Bashar personally before he was famous, and he did say some interesting things that I don't know how he knew. He looked at me and said, I see UFOs over your head. This was before I was well known, so I don't know. I don't like his recent stuff. And I think there's a good number of channelers out there that, and I investigated in depth, and it was.
Can I ask you a question?
A little bit funny.
Did you meet him? I'm going to challenge you. Was he in California?
He was, yeah.
Were you already putting notices up on walls and everywhere to ask people to call you about UFOs when you were researching at the beginning?
I don't know.
I
know I walked in blind. He did not know my name. It was a pay as you come.
If he saw your name on a wall, call me about UFOs.
And but he didn't know who I was. My picture was not on there.
How did he not know who you were?
Because, like I said, it was a little advertisement. Come see Bashar.
No, you're backward thinking.
$10 at the door.
Bashar, okay. And you don't think your picture, you weren't on the news, you didn't write any articles in UFO magazines by then?
No, I was not known, Dolly. He did not know who I was. He didn't know anyone in the audience.
Well, he was already talking about UFOs before that.
So, I don't know.
We can give away stuff without even realizing it. Our body language and everything talks volumes. You could have had something.
It was interesting. He also said, do you get headaches? I don't.
Were you wearing your Area 51 shirt when you saw him?
No. I'm telling you, this was very early on. And at any rate, I think I like the Long Island medium. I think she's wonderful.
Teresa Caputo is interesting as heck. She's actually It's amazing. I want you to know the truth about
She's
something.
dead
Though. I
on.
want you to know the truth. Nobody's 100% right 100% of the time, not even me, when it comes to mediumship. Okay. I see what I see, and I tell you, do not believe what I say right away. You have to investigate it or have an investigation done about it if I'm helping to do an investigation for something. The way her program is presented, it makes it look like she's 100% right all the time. No, she's not. And this is what we all have to stop falling into the pit of thinking through. Okay. Bashar may have been arrowing you with something and watching your response to it and then went a certain way. See what I'm saying? They have a quiver of
Yeah,
things.
I hear you. I
Okay.
was still impressed. I was there. It was
Yeah.
my
I would have
Okay.
challenged him on the spot. I really would have. And every time he said no, every time he was wrong, and you should have said you're wrong. Okay. Spit it at him. That people tell that to Teresa Capito all the time. And she'll look at you, and then 5 minutes later, she will nail you because she'll dive deeper into you because she's only skirting the surface, and she'll take a
I've
deep
talked to
dive.
a bunch of psychics,
Yeah.
and I've always been impressed. There's been a couple that were
Yeah.
absolutely very general.
Yeah, but you have
But-
to give them a chance to work with you. And then if they can't, they should tell you they're not able to get it. In other words, be honest about it. That's what I look for in a psychic. If they're going to tell you the truth, let them tell you the truth. But don't let them con you into thinking they're 100% right about what they say. They are not. Okay?
Okay.
We
Well,
all
that
make
said,
mistakes.
guess what? It's time to do our contest.
Okay.
And like I promised at the beginning of the show, we are giving away $3. Wondrous. 25 true UFO encounters.
I love
Got
that.
3 copies. There's one right there on the back. 2 right here. Brand new. I'll sign them for you. All you have to do is guess the correct winning number between, I'm so sorry, it's a big spread here, between 1 and 1,000. So whilst you start bombarding me with numbers, I'm going to pop up a question that Dolly can handle, because this is going to take me a second to keep up with you guys. So
Yeah.
Please be kind.
He's going to go until he gets the top 3. Or if somebody nails it, he's got it. Okay.
I'm going to pop this one up from central Wisconsin, which is Dolly. Do craft actually spin when they move through the air? And when craft are moving so fast, how far ahead of them can they see to avoid running into anything and avoid hitting them? So that's a good question for you, because I don't really know the answer to that one.
That is a really, really good question. I like this question. First of all, they don't spin. It might look like they're spinning because the craft itself can array to make it look like they're spinning. It's a thing with ET craft. Sometimes they do that on purpose to give you the illusion of it, but they're not spinning. When they're moving so fast, well, let's put it this way. This craft has the ability to see in 5D, not 3D, not 4D, but 5D. When I'm flying with Talata, I actually see through his mind, not my own. I don't have a port that I'm looking out to fly. So I am experiencing what he sees and how he feels, and my nervous system is connected to his, and I am reacting in real time with him. So when we're flying, it's a 5D, and we see everything, all objects, everything. We can calculate in real time as we're flying how fast something's coming at us, how fast we're coming toward it, because things do move toward us. There's birds, there's planes, there's jets, there's all kinds of things in the atmosphere moving around. Even clouds can pack a punch when you're going that fast. We do travel interdimensionally though, and that makes us able to actually penetrate through things or objects coming at us and not feel it. It goes right through us, because in the fifth dimensional space, or fourth dimension full on, we don't impact anything. We're flying through it. Now, there is a problem with one thing. We don't hit the ground on purpose. Trust me, we're not going to fly deep into the earth on purpose. We slow down. We don't go fast to go into the ground at all. And the only time we go into the ground is if it's got a hole down there to get into. We need an open space to stop in. If we stop in solid rock, it's really not a good thing to do. it's bad. So we're looking for open spaces to get into. In water, it's a different story. Water is non-impacting hard, so we just go through the water like it's nothing. It doesn't exist to us. But we have to be careful when we're doing that because we can impact animals that are there by radiation. Okay, we're emitting a frequency of radiation that is terrifying and hard for animals because they hear it, they feel it, and they can get burned like you can get burned while we're above the water. So we have to be careful with that. Traveling in the fifth dimension underwater as well is better because we're not affecting it as if we would impact it if we were going 30 knots, okay? Here's the other thing. There are no bases underwater, just so you know, they don't exist. In Maui, you know, that anomaly that's under there, that is an old Indian pueblo under there that's sunk after the last 12,000 year boo-boo, okay, in our solar system, on our planet flipped. It will come back up during this one. This one's happening when we tell that pueblo will come above water again. And it's going to be interesting. You know, you won't know it, but ET will. They'll get to see that. It is so hard to understand how the mechanism of going interdimensional is, but I will tell you this. Here's an experiment that I want scientists to work on, and I know they are. They're trying very, very hard to understand it. Most physicists will tell you that they don't believe that electricity is the foundation of all gravity. It is, period, the end, okay? And they're just starting to catch up to how that might function and work, okay? Light is gravity in all its forms, whether it's compacted in the third dimension that gives force to gravity, or out in the fifth dimension where there is gravitational forces holding things together because there is no real foundational grouping together of molecules the way we have it here. ET supersedes all of that when they fly, and they have the energy to do it. They have two types of energy that they use. They use a type of nuclear energy that burns itself 100%. There's no waste from it. It's very high, and it produces electricity that becomes a graviton wave. That's how they fly. And they have emitters, and they have a way of producing a gravitational wave inner circle and a gravitational wave outer circle. So that's how they do it. How fast can ET fly here? Any amount of speed they want to go. It has been only witnessed, and this is how I can speak to this. Mach 9 is one of the accelerated rates that they'll fly at, but they can Mach 14 as well. Or they can just go so fast that you don't even know they're there. Think about that. How many ETs have been here flying around and you didn't even know they were there? You wouldn't even register on our radar. They would have no idea. This is another umbrage I take to certain people who talk about being able to see ET at all times. Oh, no, you can't. You only see what they want you to see, period, the end. They can actually move through dimensional space that outwits all radar on this planet. So, just saying. Our electromagnetic resonance right now, our magnetosphere, is down quite a bit. And it's not safe for them because it's chaotic. Okay, it's moving and jumping around and they lose cohesion with it. And that's when they slam into the ground. So, like I said, nothing is perfect. Everything decapitates in the third dimension, and we're a real big issue with that. So that's going on. I hope I answered it.
All right.
Okay, you got it?
Yeah, I think most people have gotten their numbers in. Again, for those who haven't heard, we're doing a book giveaway. 3 books. Whoever guesses the closest number to the secret number between 1 and 1,000, one guess only. We've gotten some really good guesses. It looks like we have 3 winners already, unless somebody hasn't put in their guess yet. Again, this is only for the live audience. So if you're watching this on pre-record, I'm so sorry, but we can only do this for the live audience. And we will still be accepting numbers for at least 9:30 or so, but then at some point we do have to close it down.
Close it
9:30 Eastern time. So if you
Did
haven't guessed yet, what? No, nobody guessed it, but someone came very close, 4 away.
Okay.
Another came 20 away, and another came, let's see.
So you're saying you're going to
Yeah.
wait till 9:30 to call it,
Yeah.
and then whoever's closest. Okay.
Yeah. 2 came 20 away, and 1 came 4 numbers away.
Holy cow.
So yeah, not bad. And I will let you know because I got your names and everything. And I'm very excited about it, actually, to see who it was. Okay. Thank you, Dolly, for taking that question and keeping us all busy. Then Darkholm is asking, does ET use the same? I love this question. Does ET use the same 12-note music system like most Earth cultures? Not all Earth cultures, because I think Indian music, right?
Yeah,
Uses a
they
different
use
system.
more. We hear, what we physically can hear, we use. So it's our system. ET has a different range of ability to hear sound. So theirs is going to be a lot more complex than ours, but they understand ours. It's mathematical, and they love it. They absolutely love what we've come up with, what we've got. They're very into our music, as a matter of fact.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've heard cases where people describe music coming from UFOs. Dolly's certainly described quite a bit about that in the book Symmetry. We go into some depth with that, but it sure is interesting. And I think music is ultimately universal. It's like
It is.
mathematics.
It is a language, and it's absolutely a language. Yep.
Okay. What Catherine Jones is asking. Thank you, Catherine. What do you think will occur in 2026 or 2027? Lots of things, I am sure.
We are a group of people on a planet who influence each other to the degree that you can't answer that question. There's no way. You can guess, you can set data sets or parameters of information to kind of guess. But other than that, no. And I don't want to guess because I don't want to talk it into existence. Okay. Because we all choose, we're all autonomous people, and we choose individually and together as a group. So let's see what happens. That's what I tell people. Let's see what happens. There are a few things that I can tell you that you need to buckle up for. Okay. These things are happening right now. One is that we are very close to experiencing devastating earth changes that will hurt people, kill people, and move people where they don't want to go. We are experiencing and will experience food shortages because of what's been happening till now. We have experienced and will experience medical disasters as a result of things that have happened before and are coming now. Okay, we have experienced political upheavals worldwide that are serious. And until we decide that it can't go like this, and that there is a lot more at stake than we realize to our safety as cultures, we need to buckle up for that and really think that one through as well. So those are the things that I'm not predicting. They are occurring. Let's talk about that. Okay, go ahead.
All right. I do think people have genuine premonitions that do come true. So I always
but it's personal to them, and they can either affect that or not. A lot of people.
For example, the Twin Towers. There was a number of people who absolutely saw that, not only clairvoyantly but coming.
Yeah, well, there are plenty of people before. I'm just going to state the truth about this. They knew it was going to happen. There are people who planned this out, and
that's true.
Thinking,
that's a good point.
Clairvoyance, we're all connected, and you can hear other people think. All right, you're psychic. Wake up to that fact. You can hear what other people think, and we got a bunch of monsters out there planning hell. You hear it. It has nothing to do with that type of thing. You're listening to facts in real time, and you should react to them. I'm not kidding you. You should.
Well, I've had a lot of precognition, so I'm a huge believer in it. I absolutely
you were still hearing things that were going on around you. I promise you. It is. Okay. It is well known. Well known. How do you think ET knows what you're about to do? Seriously.
Yeah. Well, I know they're very psychically advanced.
All right. Advanced in that way.
And okay. I think looking at it as paranormal is perhaps a misnomer.
It is a misnomer. It is normal
awareness.
Right. This is reality. We all need to do a lot of reality checking among ourselves.
This is why I'm skeptical, Catherine, of people who are saying, oh, the ETs are coming in 2027. You don't, we'll see.
Nope.
Okay, Leah, curious. This is a good question, Leah. Curious how they birth and create their offspring.
Same way we do.
Yeah.
If they're from the third dimension, they have babies just like us. We're related to them. We can have babies with them. So think about that. People talk about the hybrids and everything. They can multiply with us. They can interspecies. It's not species. We're the same species. We're all interbreedable with one another because we're the same thing. They look different, but that doesn't matter. They're human, like we are. Okay. We're Homo sapiens sapiens. They're Homo sapiens something a little bit more, but it's all in our DNA anyway. We carry their DNA as well. Okay. And they have babies the same way. They have uteruses. They have all the same equipment. That's how they breed. Okay. How many other animals? Asexual splitting of animals that develop asexually, they still got to change one way or the other to make it happen. And if you have something that just splits apart and it makes babies that way, it's still almost the same thing. We all have babies the same way, always. Okay.
Barbara, just one guess. I've already got your first guess. So just want to see, I see a couple of guesses here from you. Each person gets one guess at the secret number. Just want to. Okay. That was a good question.
Oh, I will preface it with this as well. The AI, the biological AI that have the little teeny grays, they do not reproduce. They're made, so they don't reproduce. And they have a bunch of ways of excreting fluids and waste and all kinds of stuff that can be weird. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, I'm going to jump back to Michael, who's crammed in 5 questions into one, and his next one. Dolly, what's your weirdest UFO experience?
Oh,
shall we come back to that one?
Okay. It wasn't one that I was flying in. It was one that I was on the ground. It was in what year? 2014. And it was the 4th of July, and everything was over with, and it's 1:30 in the morning, and my cousin and I are out on the beach chasing crabs. And we had little flashlights and nets, so it was a family thing we did, and we were having a blast. And all of a sudden, I look, and I see something happening, and I'm like, I didn't know about this. 4 big UFOs came in south of us, down the coastline, closer to Sarasota. We were in St. Pete, and they came in from way out west and over the ocean and came in very fast, 4 of them. They came into the coast, what I could tell was the coastline. I don't know how close in it was, but from my perspective, they looked like they were fairly close. They stopped, dropped, disappeared, and then a second or two later, they came back up and they shot back out. And I'm thinking, what is that? And I'm thinking, who is that? Okay, and now I'm contacting Talata. What's going on? And his reply to me were, somebody's busy. And I went, who? And he said, well, it's us. And I'm like, okay. And I said, you're not going to tell me who it is? And he went, no. So I took it upon myself to try to make contact with that. So I sent messages in that direction to them. If you're listening to me, I'm on the beach watching y'all. What the hell are you doing? About the 3rd time they came in, one broke off and whoop, straight over my head. Now my poor cousin was like this, looking up. She couldn't move. She was like gone. And they said, who are you? And I'm like, I'm this person. And I can't tell you my ET name. I have an ET name, by the way. And they thought for a minute. And then I get this response, we're busy. I went, okay. And I thought, when there's a need to know, there's a need to know. I apparently didn't have a right to know. So they went on their way. They dropped back out, went back out, caught up with the other 3. Shot back out, and it happened like 4 or 5 more times. The entire event happened for about 30 minutes. The entire time my cousin is standing there like this. So she came to, and she acted funny. She says, we got to go back into the hotel. Okay.
Dolly, we need to shorten this up. We have 50 questions.
Anyways, she didn't We went to bed. It was so late. We went to bed. She woke up an hour later and said, "We got to go back to the zoo right now." Okay. She didn't remember anything about it. Nothing. Gone. That was my weirdest. I got to experience firsthand what happens to people sometimes. She just.
Well, I think your weirdest one was when you saw a guy get shrunk down to 2 feet tall. But that's
That
just
was
my opinion.
phantasmagorical, not weirdest. Phantasmagorical. That shook the
Okay.
foundations of my reality. Yeah.
All right. Here's a question from Leah. And
All right.
Leah, I'm not sure that anyone can answer this except you, but we can certainly help guide you to getting the answer to this. Please help me. I was driving a normal route and my car completely turned off. It went black. I didn't lose time. But do you have any thoughts? Now, disregarding the fact that this could possibly be just a normal, car failure and that there was an external force, truly only you would know the answer to this. You have to go through all the possibilities. What was happening before, what happened during, what happened after. Were you feeling okay? Was there any unusual events? Meditate on it, write it down.
You have to know where you are too, because there's certain radars while in operation can EMP your car, and it takes a minute for it to come back on. So you have to know where you were, what was going on around you. You need to know what the weather was, weather from the sun was. I mean, you got a lot of investigating to do. Yeah.
It also would make, be important to know the exact date of that. Okay. I know that's not the best answer we can give, but ultimately, yeah.
Of course, shake, rattle,
very
and
hard
roll. Could have had a wire come loose in it.
It's hard to answer,
Yeah.
A person's personal experiences. Like what happened to me? That's one of the most difficult questions because ultimately we are all on a pathway towards
starting to go bad. Yeah. I mean, anything can happen. All right.
All right. You hire a medium. Reading The Fourth Mind by Whitley Strieber. Fascinating ideas about his experiences. What do you guys think? Thanks. I've known Whitley forever. He's a sweet guy. I think his book Communion is required reading. It really is a vivid portrayal of what it's like for someone to go through a very scary experience. It was very fearful for him. I like some of the things about this book. I haven't read it all. I've read part of it and I've heard him talk about it. And I do think he's right on when he talks about how the ETs are very psychically advanced and can levitate and do it through psychic ability and telepathy and all this stuff. That's about as far as I'm willing to comment on it because I haven't really read the book. All right. Do you have anything to say on that?
I would love you really back to get him on our show.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm going to say.
Okay. I'm going to read the book. He writes a lot of books. Okay, Sly Martin's question. In many of your reports, Preston, ET says they use 0-point energy as the power source of the craft. Why does Dolly say that ZP? No, I have never said that. As far as I'm aware, if you can certainly point to me saying that, I would love to hear it. Because what I've heard from contactees who have been told by the ETs is they'll take you down to the engine room and they will describe how they power their craft, which is almost always along the lines of electromagnetics. And people use different terms like anti-gravity, harnessing the electromagnetic lines, the gravitational lines, this sort of thing. But no, I don't believe I've ever used the term 0-point energy. So my bad if I did. I'd certainly like to see the quote of that. But why does Dolly say that ZPE energy is bad? I don't think you said that either, did you?
0-point energy isn't going to run a craft. 0-point energy doesn't have enough of a power income of power coming in to do any craft. As a matter of fact, when ET needs electricity, they go to lightning. They literally go to lightning, or they go to big heavy duty power lines, big trunk lines, because they can gather a ton of, they have very specific types of batteries and they have to highly charge them. 0-point energy can't produce that kind of energy. Okay. All
right. They're saying speed up the questions. Okay. We'll do our best. Shorter answers. Flea Market Gold. Dolly and Preston, I love this question. Can you describe the ET's gait and how it looks when they walk? That's a good question, Dolly.
Well, the little teeny grays move unbelievably like mannequins. They almost look like they're walking on air, and some of them do. They're ungately, actually. They're kind of wonky, all right, a little bit wonky. They're not graceful at all. The other grays, the biological grays, are very graceful, and they move in very determined gaits. And they are very aware of their surroundings, and they move according to that. That's how they move.
Yeah, and I would say I've got many reports of this kind of thing. Sometimes, yeah, waddling does come up. The grays can move very fast. They can dart like nobody's business.
Yeah.
The praying mantis have jerky movements. Dung, 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 dung. I've heard that a number of times. So I think it's different depending on which ETs, but often very gliding, very graceful movements.
Except for the little AI guys, they're
Not grace, huh?
no, not at all.
That's a good question. I
Yeah.
don't think I've ever heard anyone ask me that, but so thanks, Flea Market Gold. All right, and you have another question. Flea Market Gold asks, what do you think about the possible connection with Rh negative blood types? Do you think that the Celts, is it Celts, right? And Native Americans could be a hybrid lineage?
The Basque is where that originates. Just so you know, they're near the Caucasus, and they are a very specific group, and they're the most Anunnaki high concentration of their genetic exposure. A negative blood is now worldwide, but it came from where the Basque are from. And they are very different people if you look at them. And they have a very different language that's not spoken anywhere. There are no root languages with it at all whatsoever. So I would say it's the Basque. The Celts are related to the Swedes, just so you know, or the Germans. And there's a lot of A-type blood there, and there is some negative blood, but it still comes from the Caucasus and from the Basque.
There is a connection for sure, but it's not hard and fast because
it's raining down DNA, actually. And most people have Rh negative DNA in their blood type, because if your mom had negative DNA, negative blood, and your dad had O, and you came out with O positive like your dad, you're still carrying that possibility of passing it on to a kid. If you get married to somebody with that blood type, again, it'll go more toward that than back to you. So, but it's in your DNA.
Mish is asking, did the numbers get guessed yet? Now's your last chance. If anyone has a number, I'll give you one more minute, because otherwise
put something up there.
We're done. Okay. After this question, I will announce the winners. Catmaster Trash. This is good. What's on the moon and how did it get there?
Well,
Dolly?
I'll start with the most amazing thing about the moon to me, because it proves something that's.
And remember, really quick, because we got a lot of questions.
Glass. There's glass all over the moon. It melted the sand on the moon into big glass piles. It's everywhere. If you see glinting on the moon through a telescope, a high-powered telescope, that's glass glinting back at you. They went to the moon to prove how much glass was actually on the moon, because they were trying to prove whether the sun micronova or not, and it does, and it did, and that was their proof. They found it. There is also on the back side of the moon, which we're tidal locked with the Earth, so you'll never see it with a telescope, is one outpost. I wouldn't even call it a base, because it's not big enough to be a base, and a base implies that it's constantly manned. It is not. It is an outpost, and ET uses it. It's very, very, very old. There are a couple other ones that were abandoned and not used anymore for reasons of incoming things that smashed into them. So there's one outpost that absolutely is still up there and probably habitable, but they're not there now. So, okay.
All right. I guess that the time is up on the book giveaway, and we do have winners.
Yay!
I actually was able to find them.
I'm dying to know, who are they?
The secret number is 293. So we have 3 winners. Barbara Gibbs came 20 numbers away from the winning number.
Okay.
And our other winner is Star. Support for those abducted and returned. Check out the Star website, Facebook group. It is awesome.
Yep.
I think I know who this is. But the closest, only 4 numbers away, is our dear and lovely Patsy
Yay!
Foister,
Pretty good, Patsy.
who had the first
Yeah.
question in. So all you guys, just email me your address and I will send you a signed copy of Wondrous. If you happen to have Wondrous, please go to my website and pick a book of your choice. There's a slim chance I might not have a copy because a few of them are out of print. So maybe give me a couple of choices if this book doesn't speak to you or if you want another one. But thank you guys. Patsy Foister, you're a winner.
Nifty spifty. Cool.
Star, support for those abducted and returned. Check out the Facebook group. And Barbara Gibbs. Thanks, guys, for playing. Oh,
yeah, please let the 3 winners need to contact you. Contact Preston at prestonufo@gmail.com and identify yourself, and he will get your address that way. Please submit your address. And
and even if you're in Europe or Kathmandu, I will send it to you because I've had a few of you like, oh, don't worry about it. I live in some faraway place. It'll cost too much. No, you won. Please do send me.
That's right.
The information and if you prefer, I'll send you a PDF. But I kind of I'm old school. I like
to sign them and let you have a physical copy. That's right.
That was awesome. Thanks, guys, for playing. And sorry for those who didn't win, but we will be doing another Q&A very soon. Okay. Catherine Jones, are planets and stars beings?
No.
No.
They are not intelligent. They are not alive. They are physical matter. They are not biological matter. They don't have a brain. They don't think.
I agree. Okay. It's an important question, though, because people talk about this.
No, Gaia is not sentient. We are sentient. We're sitting upon a planet, all sentient together. We're the ones with the intelligence, not the planet.
All right. CW, Central Wisconsin's asking you, Dolly, since you pilot the craft, do you think you will be alive when ET comes to take us off this Earth? If you will have passed, then why do you think they bothered to train you how to fly their craft?
Well, I was trained to fly the craft before I made the decision to do what I'm doing right now. and I've had many, many years of experience with them doing what I was trained to do. When I made the decision to come out, I was briefed by them for almost a bloody year, getting me ready to face and make the absolute decision whether I stay or whether I go. I knew what to expect. I knew what was coming at me, and I knew that I might not survive long enough to make the trip back with them. Okay. The minute they can get to me, they will. I will be one of the people that get yanked off first, and then I will be flying back in with to pick up everybody. I am trained to do that until I am his co-pilot, okay? Or co-driver is how we look at it. Yes, I can die. You bet. So I'm doing everything I can to make it, which all of you should. If you're going to do this, please plan to do it. Please plan to be around. And I'm not afraid. I understand that this could be it, but we all make decisions about our existence and our life based on the information we have. And I thought it was more important to stay back because you all deserve to know the truth.
And they taught her because she asked. She asked if they would, and they said yes. And I know many people who have been contactees and talked about being ones who help people get on board. They passed on. So, the ETs don't look at death the same way we do.
No,
I wonder if you're able to pilot the craft from the other side.
Wow, yeah.
I don't know. Just
I have definite plans for after I exit this existence. So,
but look at what Patsy said. Wonderful. She's a winner. I actually tried to visualize what number Preston wrote down. Perfect example using your intuition, Patsy. I love it. That is so cool. Okay. I love this question. It's very concise. Flashnet stream. Telepathy. Please discuss. It's like that Saturday Night Live skit. Let me give you a topic. Telepathy. Discuss. I'll start. Telepathy is a natural human ability. We're all doing it already. We are so connected that you can see this with mob mentality, or you can see this when simultaneous inventions come out in different parts of the world. People are picking up each other's thoughts. all the time. It's really becoming aware of it. It's a natural human ability. It's the way we should be communicating. And we do communicate this way. We're just need to really ramp it up. What do you think, Dolly?
Bring your awareness online with your physical mind, and you will ramp your ability to be in telepathy 100%. That's the point. You have a pineal gland in your head. It is your transmitter and your receiver. If it's all gummed up with something, do whatever it takes to clear it out of your body. If you're on fluoride and you're using fluoride and you're bathing in fluoride, you probably have a calcified pineal gland that can only transmit a little bit, or you can only receive, you can't hear it through all that messed up part of it. Detox your body. Get rid of all the fluoride out of your body. Stop taking calcium. What you need to do is you need D3. Everybody needs D3, but the amount of calcium you eat, unless you have a serious calcium deficiency, a genetic calcium deficiency, you don't need to take calcium because we get it in our diet plenty. It's the sun and D3 that helps your calcium form into your bones. Okay. You can have an over amount of calcium due to fluoride, and it calcifies your pineal gland. So stop using fluoride, stop bathing in fluoride, stop doing everything with fluoride, and give yourself time to clear it from your body. If you get kidney stones, they put you on a diet to help you reduce the size of the stones to get them to wear away and go away. Use that diet. It will help you with that. Okay.
All right. We're getting through the questions. We still have a bunch, so we're going to try to get through this as quickly as we can.
Okay.
Bob Thor. Can you describe how ET craft traverse between universes or dimensions and what it feels like to experience that? We certainly wrote about that in Symmetry.
Yeah.
Quickly now.
Okay, we live in the third dimension, and we have our bodies are acclimated to being here. So you're really taking a chance. We almost live into the fourth dimension, by the way. We see that we're in the third dimension, but we visualize and mentally understand what the fourth dimension is, and we're kind of halfway into it. After that, we have to physically go past what we're living in. And how they do that is they create enough energy to take you out of it. In other words, you phase out. That's the only way I can describe it to you, is they create enough energy to phase you out or forward of the energy that you're in. So you go from the third into the fifth, fourth, and fifth. You're still in the same dimensional space, but you phased into the next.
Using very powerful amounts of electricity and psychic ability.
Graviton wave and psychic ability.
And psychic technology.
Yes, psychic technology as well.
And how does it feel? Like your eyeballs are coming out.
First time I went, I got nauseous. And I was like, woo, this is woo. It was woo, okay? And I couldn't stop thinking about it. And I was jumping all around and freaking out, okay? After I got used to it, you actually feel electrical currents all over your body. You start tingling. You start to feel the mass of your existence shimmering. In other words, you lose cohesion with yourself. You can feel it, okay? You're in a protected environment that is holding you in the inner core of the craft, the inner environment of the craft, where you're at, third, fourth dimension. But the craft is then enveloped by another field that moves you through that. But when you're psychic and you're riding psychic with a being that is a fifth dimensional being indwelling this craft, you're picking up what he's feeling. That's what I feel. And that's why I get nauseous, because it's a mind blower for me. They did take me physically out of this, took me all the way into the fifth dimension with no protection. Okay. They put me in an energy environment that didn't have the extra environment around it. And I phased through with it physically. And I'm telling you that I started to lose every cell in my body. I felt them literally trying to go away from me. And I couldn't really breathe. And I freaked out, and they brought me back and said, that's what you're doing when you light gate. He said, we're physically doing that. That's what you're going to feel while we go through the light gate. We go through so fast from one to the other to travel that I hold my breath instinctively, because I know I can't breathe, but it happens so fast I don't even have to worry about it. It's where you take a breath, and in that second where you're trying to take the breath in, you've already done it. You've already gone through. There is no space-time outside the fourth dimension. The fifth dimension, all time, space-time is done. You don't feel it. You're not confined by it in any way. And there's a a physical way to explain that out, and it's mathematical. And the best I can explain it to you is this. Gravity holds all of your molecules together. That's why you feel solid. That's why you can't see through it, because you're only made to experience here. But outside of that, you can experience all of that because you're outside of it. Okay. Even on craft, because Talat is in my head, I experience it with him that way. They can see everything in both directions time-wise. It's all there for them. They can access it. It's all available to them. And I have tapping with him. I've experienced what that feels like to know, and that's mind-blowing. And they give me ways to deal with it. One of the first things they notice is I love music, so they let me listen to music while I'm experiencing all this, because it keeps me grounded mentally and emotionally and in myself, so that I'm okay. That's how it feels. Okay.
Okay. Love this question from Barbara Gibbs, our book winner. What happens after we die? And is that the same for all animals? It's not as big as a transition as you might think. Birth, I think, is much more traumatic. I think you will absolutely know for yourself if you try astral projection, because you can go to the other side and get a firsthand taste of it. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful transition.
Your body's a car you can get in and out.
Animals do too. Plants as well. Honestly, God,
all energy. Yeah, the body is just a car that you're indwelling while you're here. That's it.
I haven't seen flies on the other side or cockroaches.
No, I don't think they have enough energy to make it,
But
so
absolutely, it's a wonderful experience. Read the books on near-death experiences. I think they give a very good, accurate portrayal. Raymond Moody, what was his name? Something Morris. Anyway, there's a lot of really good books about near-death experiences, and I think they're quite accurate. And it's a beautiful, beautiful place we go to.
You somehow already know what it is. You have to really
Melvin Morse. That's the guy.
Okay.
Melvin Morse. Check out his books too. Okay. Moving along, because we do have a lot of questions here. Benno from Oz, 1975. Preston. Ufology has traditionally looked at the, quote, visitor's phenomenon as always something external. What do you think about it simply being a real part of humanity itself? Trick question. I think that they are biological beings, people living on other planets. This is more than just my belief. I think we've got some real good knowledge pointing towards this. I've had my own personal onboard experience. So I think that they are external as we would think of it in the third dimension. But on the other hand, we are so interconnected in ways that I'm sure we all don't fully understand. So ETs say this over and over again. We are you, you are us, we are one. Dolly mentioned it earlier. So there is an element to that where, yes, we're like this. We share a common heritage. We share a common ancestry, but it's more than that. We connect to what the ETs call the all mind. I think that would be the best way of putting it.
Yeah, so that's how they view what God is. Yes.
So yeah,
don't add mumbo jumbo to this. Okay, don't try to weave it into a yarn that don't put everything into the paranormal without realizing that that's actually part of your real reality. Okay, all of it is. And understanding what that reality is really, really important for you to do. We are absolutely 100% connected to one another. We are all physical in the same third dimensional space. They are from the third dimension. Some of them are from the fourth and the fifth dimension, and even beyond that. Understanding it and knowing what it is, and then learning to identify it, teaches you who's what and where and why. That's the part that you have to get to. That's the part where you have to learn your way through to understanding what that means. Okay. This is why Ray Hernandez is trying to call it modalities. Okay. It's not different faces and different names. It can't transform. It is what it is. We're in the third dimension. And right now, in this second, right now, you are who you are and they are who they are. We're all physical beings. If they expire like we do, they go to the same place we do. We're all in source together, and they just come out and live anywhere in the universe they want to go, just like we do. You're not literally hiked to this planet. You're not a prisoner here. You can live anywhere in the universe you want to, as an entity. You are conscious. You can go anywhere you want to go. Right now, in this second, you are a human being in the third dimension, and they are who they are in the third dimension. It's real. Okay.
All right. Okay, some of you guys in chat, I banned you. If you're going to be nasty, there's no point to it because you don't know what you're talking about. Okay, I'm just putting that out there. We're here to have a good time and spread knowledge, not that kind of stuff. So
yeah, I only hope that we can all be open-minded while we're together and listen to one another talk without attacking one another or being sarcastic.
Yeah.
That's unacceptable behavior. Okay.
Okay, this is a good question from Feeding Five because this has been in the news lately with Ross Coulthart. What do you think about the Tic Tac UFO being Lockheed technology?
Lockheed Martin, and he was dead on. It's real. Yep.
Yep. Yeah. Boy, listening to Michael Schratt, I love him when we have him on the show. I can't wait to have him back. He is just so smart when it comes to this kind of stuff. We absolutely have this technology now.
Yeah, they want you to believe that they can get one locked on their radar. They cannot. That's our technology at work there.
Okay. Michael, Preston, have you seen a ghost? I have. I saw my mother's ghost shortly after she passed on. I went to see a physical medium who did table tipping, kind of like a Ouija, but they use a table. She's a physical medium. Didn't see the ghost, but boy, this table moved. I've been to a bunch of haunted places, and I've definitely felt some stuff. I took the Queen Mary ghost tour. That was very cool. You could feel it. So yeah, I've definitely had some ghost experiences.
You see them at home too.
Come to think of it, yeah, OBE. It's crazy. I had no idea. Yeah.
You're not alone. Yeah. Okay.
In fact, yeah, there's one of my videos, someone pointed out, there's a shadow walking behind you. And I went to the timestamp and he was absolutely right. It was a 5-foot tall shadow reaching up to the top of that sign right there. Yeah. Alien parking only. I'm like, oh my God. I didn't see it, but I saw it on video.
Yeah.
I should have marked that video down. Okay. Debbie C. I do have a question for Preston. The bookshelves behind you are filled with what? Thank you so much. Well, I do have a science fiction section. I love science fiction. That was my first love. I've got a whole section on disasters and survival that kind of connected to the ET warnings. I was reading those at a very young age. Most of it's UFOs.
Yeah, some astronomy, some biology.
Channeling.
Yeah,
ghosts, multiple personalities. I had to check that out because there were people saying, oh, these people have multiple personalities. Like, wait a second. Let's check that out. Mm-hmm. Anything that's at all connected with this. I've got books on it. Demons, angels, all of it, really.
We also have encyclopedias, and we have a classic library of classic novels and things like that.
Okay. We already answered this one about how to safely contact ETs. Through meditation, through astral projection. I think that's the best way. You can do it in your own home. That would be, I think, the best way.
Yep.
Okay. The government is using telepathy to fake CE5s?
Yes.
Mm.
They have they have back engineered. Okay, the little AI ETs, the biological AI, they're psychic, and it's technology psychic that they use, and they've back engineered that. And it's all over the place now, and they can hear you through your phone. They can hear you through Wi-Fi, 5G, 12G, all of it. So be careful. They can talk to you at night while you're asleep through your phone being too close to your head. That's why I tell people, turn your bloody Wi-Fi off and Faraday your phone, because your phone never turns off. And yeah.
Oh, Leah, the majority of us are respectful and appreciate you both. Thank you.
Thank you.
Play nice. Yes, please do. You guys, I understand that some people might disagree, but if you disagree, go somewhere else. What are you doing?
I don't ask you to believe every bloody thing I say. I really challenge you to go look everything up and you learn to answer your own questions. Okay.
I think some people, their belief systems get very much challenged.
Yeah.
And hey, that's fine. And It's up to each of us to decide what's true and what's not.
Right.
Okay. I'm not going to answer that question. That's too snarky. Is there any disclosure policy in China, Japan, India, Germany, and Europe?
Yes, no disclosure.
Well,
They're playing with you. They act like they're going to tell you the truth, and they tell a lot of stuff, but it's still going to be no. You will never know from any government on this planet what the truth is, because everybody's involved in this. Everybody, all of them.
China absolutely takes it seriously. They've got whole organizations. Japan has a whole giant museum. India, I don't know much about. Germany, I talked to a guy in Germany. He says, no, they don't even talk about it. France, they've got people who are working hard, certainly the UK. But like Dolly says, ultimately, there's a cabal that really is clamped down on. We're not going to have full truth and transparency ever, not voluntarily.
No,
That's
you
my
need to
opinion.
look. I can tell you for a fact, look for a false flag, and it's already in play. Eventually, the worldwide, you're going to hear there's a national security incident, and they're going to blame ET.
Yeah. Okay, love this question from Robin. Okay. Dolly, are there many planets that ET can take us that are hospitable for human life, or would they drop us all on one?
That's an interesting question. And well thought out, actually. You have to really be thinking about what's going to happen afterwards. You're going to go to a central location first, and the decisions will be made then where you would best fit in. And that's what I can tell you.
Yeah, I don't know the answer to that question, but I love this question from Eternal Serenity. How can one best connect with their hybrid children? How can one do this as someone who has hybrid children with groups that someone would consider negatively aligned?
Oh,
Want me to start?
yeah. You go ahead first. And
yeah, people do have hybrid children. They absolutely do. I've talked to a number of people who've had missing pregnancies, and some were not happy about it, felt their experience was negative and never met them. They closed down their experiences. They don't want to hear it anymore. They just want it to go away. They want to live a normal life. I've talked to people who've embraced their experiences, and those have a much higher chance of meeting their hybrid children, and have as adults. Dolly has. I know a lady in Maine who has. I know another, don't know where she lives, but she had her pregnancy missing at 7 months, was taken on board and got to meet their hybrid child. I've been taken on board and held babies, and it's the most awesome thing. I think just reaching out mentally and asking for it. I don't know that, some would consider negatively aligned. I'm skeptical of some of the information out there about so-called ETs at war with each other. I don't see any good reporting on that. I don't think they're working directly with our governments, who I think are negative. So it's hard for me to answer that question. But ultimately, yeah, you can 100% reach out to your hybrid child, no matter what. It's your child.
right. I have 4 hybrid children, 2 older and 2 younger, 2 boys and then 2 girls. It was my choice, and because I'm more aware than most, I know who they are, and I have met one of the older ones. The reason that I'm not in full contact with them all the time is they're autonomous beings. Your children don't belong to you. They come through you, okay? And choices are made when they reach adulthood. They are living their lives. I can be in contact with them if I so desire, but I'm too bloody busy to think about that too much. It's more comfortable for me right now. I may later, but right now what I'm going through, I just need to focus on what I'm doing and not what they're doing. My 2 younger ones, I do make contact with who they're being taken care of by, and just ask for how are they doing, and they're doing well. Okay. There is no such thing as negatively aligned ETs. That is misinformation and disinformation formation of the highest order. If you anthropomorphize ET anymore, then you already have, that's a negative thing that you're doing. You're seeing yourself or seeing them through your own eyes and not who they really are. And ETs are so advanced, they're incapable of being negative aligned with anything. That's why they're having a hard time with us, folks, because
Dolly,
we're the ones with the problem, not them.
we're practically out of time, so I'm going to see if we can rapid fire through a bunch of these questions in 5 minutes. That's about all we have.
Okay.
So some of these I'm going to skip, guys, because we're not able to answer them.
Okay, go.
At any time. Clifford, no, yours was not the snarky question. Does your ship contact you sometimes, Dolly, or can you contact him?
Either way, constantly. I hear from him all the time. He hears from me, especially when I'm perplexed about something I'm going through. I will go to him first. Yep.
All right. Larissa Marks, Preston, Dolly, what do you think about symbols that strangely appeared after the snow fell and imprinted on the hood of my car, similar to crop circles? You would have to study that. If you want to send me pictures, I could probably, I don't know. That's very hard to answer. I've never heard of
something I've ever heard of either myself. Yeah, don't have a clue.
Okay. Mish, how small is the smallest UFO? That big.
Little. We have a macro universe and a micro universe. Use your imagination. It's amazing. Okay.
Okay. Do they have external genitalia, the ETs?
Yes. If you're a male, you do. If you're a female, yeah, you do.
Do the gray androids have souls?
That's what we've been saying all this time. They're us, we're them, we're all one.
But the android ones, no.
No, not the androids. No, they have no soul.
How are those little grays energized or recharged?
That's interesting. They have their own internal mechanism that charges them up, like, a heart, and it has an electrical impulse. It's made for them, though. It's a biological implant. Okay.
Okay. Are the animals going as well?
Some of them are, not all of them. Okay. Please understand that nature is nature, and it will do what it does.
Why do ETs collect reproductive material? To prevent animals and humans, frankly, from going extinct.
Correct.
Do aliens have anything to do with volcanic eruptions?
No, zero.
Okay. Are MRI dangerous if you walk into one?
Did you hear the news today?
Oh my God. Somebody died.
Do not ever walk into an MRI room. If the sign says don't come in, don't come in. Knock first and ask them what's going on. That was an open MRI, totally energized. It energizes the entire room, and that poor guy, I feel bad.
Okay, I think we did really well. Okay, 2 more questions. Deborah Bayer, if you are hoping to be picked up, is there an age limit?
No.
Yay.
Absolutely not.
Yep, I agree. Are there gay ETs?
No. This is a construct of humanity. Stop thinking like that. I will say this very succinctly. We are males and females. We cause our own issues, and that is an issue that humanity has caused. No.
Yes, but they do. Some males and males sometimes do engage in intimate behavior. Is that not correct?
But it's not what you think it is.
But they don't label it.
No, there's no labels.
They're with who they're with, regardless of gender.
Yeah, they recognize soul and self, and you could be in this life. If your soulmate's in this life and he's a male with you, for them, and you meet up, they will hang out together, but they don't usually stay together. They just hang out until they don't hang out anymore, because they usually end up going different ways. But they recognize who they are. But it has nothing to do with being gay. They have no affectitious behaviors. They do not say, I will not do this. I will only be this. They don't loophole themselves into anything. Nothing. That does not exist. One minute he could be, or female even, could be attracted to somebody that's same sex, but it's not a decision to only be that way for them. We do that, not them. Okay.
Okay. Final question from Flashnet Stream. Why do I see grays in groups of 3?
If you were on a mission to do something, would you go out alone? Hell no. You would take partners, and it's usually 3. It's just a good round number for them.
Yep, I agree. we do that here. All right, this is it, you guys. We've been on for we're right now. We've got 3 minutes to say goodbye. So thank you guys so much for joining us.
Yeah.
Truly loved doing this show with you guys. Thank you guys all for joining us in chat. It's been amazing. Sorry I didn't get to everyone's question, but we did try and we got through most of them. Namaste. We love you. Heidi Hansen, you're amazing. Bob Thorson, you guys, absolutely. I cannot thank you enough. Fun Talks TV and Janie Mashburn, your support means so much. It truly helps us. Catherine, thank you so much. Bridget, Sunny, amazing. Loved all these questions, you guys. Again, you guys, star support, you're the winner. Patsy Foister, 297, amazing. Great use of psychic ability. Barbara Gibbs, definitely email me. The email's right there flashing below. So thank you guys. Awesome. All right, Dolly, I guess it's time to take us out.
All right, I just have one last thing to say. I want you to understand that common sense is the best way to go through life. Common sense means that you're going to question everything you hear and try to figure it out for yourself immediately. You're going to question it from every standpoint you can think of until you come to a cognitive conclusion about what it really is or is not. And I want you all to remember that from now on. We are coming to you from the beautiful city of New Orleans in Louisiana at the United Public Radio Network at 107.7 FM and the UFO Paranormal Radio Network at 105.3 FM. We're on Facebook, we're on Roku, we're on Rumble, and we're on YouTube. We love you very much. I want you to all have a wonderful week. Seek and ye shall find. That's biblical. I believe in that. Know all that is knowable, and awesome live in joy. And we love you. And we'll see you next week.
Yes, we do. Thank you.
Night, night.
Love is the answer.